Welcome to this lesson. This is another concept and theory lesson, but so important because we are going to see the difference between the automation and AI agents. Basically, the two more important stuff in N8N. We are going to see what is the automation, what is an agent, difference between them, and when you have to decide use automation and when you have to decide to use an AI agent. Before diving deeper on the concept of automation and agent, I would like to see the differences between generative AI, oh sorry for this line, and agentive AI. I am pretty sure if you are here, you are expert on it. Generative AI is ChatGPT, is Midjourney, is all these tools that you provide an input, and as a result you get data. For the data could be text, images, music. That's why ChatGPT to create videos, images, Midjourney, a little bit in the past is still there, but it's not so used now. And agentic AI is different because it's an autonomous system to achieve goals, make decisions, taking action, and not just generating code. The agentic AI can use typical programming, can use external data sources. Doesn't matter what it's using. You set up what the tools that the agentic AI can use. The only important thing here is achieve goals. Automation. Here we have the definition of automation, and you will get the entire PDF. But basically the automation is a process that you set up to save time because reduce manual work. And N8N is a really good tool for do that because you can connect different nodes, autonomous nodes, to complete a task from A to B. Let's see an example quickly. For example, here you have a trigger, could be a webhook. Let's say you will get any data from here, and with that data, maybe you can call API. You can get some resources, and with this response, you will want to store in database. For example, let's say it's create a record. And finally, there is any condition, you can send an email or schedule a meeting in Google Calendar. That's it. You can go from 1 to 2 or from A to B. You can add here extra node to validate errors, to validate data, but it's all pre-set up steps. And AI agents are different because they are more than just sequences, automating steps. The AI agents can think, make actions. They use the environment, the sensors. Basically, they use the nodes that they have to make a rational decision. For example, a customer support bot that don't need constant supervisions, that they can do anything alone. They know what happened with the angry customer, what they know what do with the happy customer. They know how close the deal. And let's say another example here in our board is basically the same that we have here. We have the chatbot, for example, and the chatbot can know if needed send an email, if needed schedule a meeting, if it's needed store something in the database, or maybe get data from the database. But they know how, when do that. That's the difference between automations and AI agents. But let's see when you have to use automation and when you have to use agents. Well, comparison between AI agents and automations. When each of them is good to use. In flow execution, for sure in this moment is better automation. You have a flow and you have an input and you need an output. Always the same. The always changes is in the middle. But decision making is not for automations because you can add tons of if in your condition, your automation, but it's not so good in this moment. In this moment, the AI agent is autonomous and think how solving this problem. For example, memory and learning is not for AI automation. They are not the ability to learn of what. There is not any to learn for them, but for the AI agents, for sure. And let's jump to when use each of the solution. Used because both have the different use cases. You can see the automation as a train, always go for the same way. And the AI agent as a car with a GPS. And the car can think with a GPS what is the best way, what is the way with less traffic, but not always make the better decision, the best decision. Always has mistakes. And with the automation, you are sure it's so accurate. Start one time and finish another time. That is the train. That is the automation at the same time. And that's why well-defined and repetitive tasks is one of the use cases. But also where the task where you need to be so accurate. Let's give me an example of this where you have to be so accurate. For example, in the end of the day, you have a report of your client and you have to create with the data a final insight document. At this point, you have to be so accurate and is repetitive task. It's a good opportunity for the automations. And the last one is resources and time. The automation are cheaper than use AI models sources, and you can develop a little bit more faster. It's more related with the test because the automation the AI agent you have to automate so much. You have to test to avoid the AI hallucination. But in the rest, where you have to interpret language and understand data, real-time adaptability, or complex to open theme problems, is more to AI agents. For example, if you have a customer support, you have tons of customers with different feelings. Maybe one of them is hungry, maybe one of them is happy, maybe one of them is close to close a deal. All these variables the AI agent can handle. But I want to show you a real example. There is a funny story about this automation because it was an automation that I developed to one of my clients, but this client disappeared one day before. Not one day, a couple days before the delivery. This is a chatbot, and basically we have here our agents and we have here our automations, and another automation here as well. It's the combination of both. Basically the entire system is an agent, but the agent uses another automation at the same time. Let me explain what is this. There is a water store, and this sell bottle of water, and it's usually the customer asks for the bottle of water to recharge, to refill every single gap of time or slot of time. Well, the agent is in charge to talk with the customer, finish the customer supports, and after that create an order, get a customer, and when update Google Sheet. But after the customer finish the purchase, we have to create a pattern of a shopping pattern to know what is the gap of time of each user. Maybe one user require a bottle of water every 3 days, but maybe me, I have a huge family, I require the bottle of water every single day. Well, we create a pattern, store in the database this pattern, or update. We create a new pattern or update the pattern, and we send to the customer one day before the reminder message by WhatsApp. It's a really good use case to see how the automation and AI agents combine in N8N create a final AI agent. We are going to see this kind of agents deeper on rack system model. We are going to create something a little bit more complex and super complete, but it's just to understand how automations and agents on N8N live together. Well, start to talk about theory. In the next lesson, we are going to jump to the N8N born to explore the data flow.